for businesses that are actively using artificial intelligence in their business. So they're going to come up with unique ways. One of the things I want to preface this by caveat is one of them does require video, and we're having just issues with the connection here. So we want to show you the idea. Just keep in mind it's not going to be the best quality. But with that, I want to bring up Scott Goodwin. Scott Goodwin is the owner of Comtac Training. He's going to go into that a little bit. I also want to bring up Ress and Jen Rey, who are going to be up here as panelists as well. Mark is known as the AI Shaman, and it's a husband and wife team that work together in artificial intelligence. So please make your way up here. Perfect. Actually, for me, I can go to the back so we can try to get a sense of the audio when the time comes. But for now, Scott, take it away.
Okay. Well, my name is Scott Goodwin, and I'm 42 years in fire service. And so I started training people probably about 25 years ago on how to fight a fire. And when we first did it, well, actually, probably more like 35 years ago, but we had a screen with a picture that we put on the wall, and we put sand on a overhead projector, and we would put a red spear underneath it, and it looked like smoke and fire, and we moved the sand around to make the fire bigger or make it smaller. Well, that wasn't very, it was helpful, but it wasn't what it is today. So I started, as I was moving through, I started trained over 4,000 fire officers to their certification process. And I thought, what a great opportunity to put this out. I was training people in over a bar napkin. Me and a buddy started talking about, I was only reaching about 50 people a year. So I go to a symposium and I teach, and he says, we need to expand this and get you to 50,000 people a year. So we started doing a online program, and then as things started to expand in the technology world, we were able to, now we are about ready to launch a computer. The computer will actually role play all the positions on the fire ground. So you'll not only have the incident commander will be talking to the computer, but the computer will play the dispatcher. It'll play every engine company captain that's there who gets an assignment. You can ask them questions, and the computer will role play back. So that's where we started, and it's been a whirlwind, and it's very expensive for me because I've got about a third of $1 million invested in this program. But we're now getting ready to launch this process. So I decided to, while my programmer, I'm the idea guy, and we've used AI for creating smoke and fire. The movie Avatar was built by Maya, which was a software. I went to school to learn how to build fire and smoke that looks real. And so we created that and put that on there. And I'm a one-man shop. So I created this whole thing. I hired a guy that's a programmer, and he started telling me, well, there are other things that we can do. And so I said, can we do this interactive portion? Because firemen being firemen, they like to mess with each other. And so we get in there and the guy do everything right, and they make the fire bigger. And so that wasn't realistic, and we didn't learn much when we did that. So we decided to get the experts in a room. Unfortunately, I'm considered one of those. I'm not sure that I have earned that tag, but I am. So I put that, we started doing that. We got this group of people together, and now we have realistic fire simulations. So that brings me to ChatGPT. So I started initially by, I wanted to advertise this program that we're getting ready to launch. And so I said, what can I do to do this? And I was used to do tips of the week that I put out on my social media to drive people to my website. And it was a tip about leadership in command. So I decided, let me throw out ChatGPT and ask them, what are some, there's a very close relationship between combat veterans in the Marine Corps and fire captains. They have the same job, they have a battle that they've got to go to. So I asked ChatGPT to give me personality traits of an effective leader in the military that's a combat veteran. And it gave me 200 different combat or personality traits. So then I took that and took it back to ChatGPT and says, as a 40-year fire service professional, training individuals that are up-and-coming officers, what does this trait mean to them, and explain to me how that works. And I started doing that. Well, first I'll take one step back. While I was doing this ChatGPT thing, I had written several articles on performing on firefighting. And so I asked a question that I answered in my article to ChatGPT. I got almost the identical answer that I had written about. And so that gave me a lot of faith in the program, because it was stuff that I didn't answer, it was stuff that I hadn't written about, and I started asking that. Well, it was the same answers that I would have written. And so I became very comfortable with the process. So now I've got these 200 different traits that I'm going to do, and that led me to starting to look at making these videos, these 3 5-minute videos on what they're called tip of the week. So I put those in there, and it would take me about 8 hours to film a 3-minute clip. By the time I wrote the script, filmed the script on a green screen, put everything together. So I started doing some research, and I ran into a company called Symposium. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but it was on the wall earlier with their presentation. And so I went and started looking at that, and they said you can make these videos. So I tried them. And so I signed up and I made a video. It took me about 5 minutes. And it was perfect. I didn't have to do the cussing and everything about screwing up the text and all of that process and getting everything on video and saying, this is going to take me like 55 takes. And usually it takes 55 takes. Well, now I do it in 1 take. I write the script, I put it in there, and so Zeb, if you wouldn't mind, will show the video of one of my presentations.
Keep in mind, we're going to try our best. Technical difficulties will ensue.
That was back when I had dark hair in my mustache.
Legacy fire, commanding the past for a safer tomorrow. Within the rich tapestry of commercial legacy structures lie intricate challenges during fire incidents. Yet, armed with mnemonics like showing decisives and slicers, we're poised to tackle these challenges with a sharpened focus on preserving life and property. Showing serves as the crucial first glance assessment.
That is all I. That's not me. That's an avatar of me. That is my voice, but it's a clone voice of me. And so now Synthesia does a great job, and ChatGPT does a great job. The scripts were written by ChatGPT based on information, and I would say the skill that comes in this, it has to be the prompting and the asking of the question. If you ask the question the right way, you get the right answer. And so that's where the skill level comes in, and it's very accurate on what we do with that. So that's kind of what I do. Synthesia is not cheap. I originally signed up for 1,000 minutes of video, and I probably have 7,000 minutes of video that I have to do. It cost me $6,000 for the first 1,000 minutes, and then $2 a minute after that. So I mean, it's not cheap, but boy, it saved me a lot of time, because yesterday I did 65 videos instead of 1 in 8 hours. So it takes the time away from what we're doing, and I'm doing the mundane stuff. And it took me so long to do the videos because when I wrote the script, showing the size and slicers were in all caps. Well, they can't figure out how to make my clone voice not spell those out, so I had to go in and edit the text on each one of those, that process. But it still saved me. I mean, I did 65 of them yesterday before I would do one today. So that's my story, and I'm free to answer any questions.
Next up, like I mentioned, we have Ress and Jen Rey. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jen Rey. I don't have a presentation for you because Zeb brought me up here kind of last minute, trying to fill in. So. But I do want to talk to you a little bit about automation. Something like you were saying, how you got ChatGPT to create the content for you, and then how you put it into the video software, and you created the videos in 65 videos in one day instead of one. That's really good. A lot of the things that we do is we do a lot of content creation, and I work on the automation part of it, where I ask ChatGPT to give me different steps or sayings or tips in a particular subject. And so I'll ask it for about 50 to 100 tips. And they'll give me those 50 to 100 tips. And then I can take those, put it in a spreadsheet, and then take that spreadsheet and then open up Canva. And so Canva has a bulk creation tool where you can create multiple slides in Canva with one step. And it's really promising. So with people who are having trouble creating short form content videos, or maybe just creating their posts that they want to post on social media, they can actually do this in I can create 1,000 posts in about 5 minutes, where it would take somebody normally a lot of time to create those 1,000 posts. So basically, like I said, you can ask ChatGPT to give you those, and it may not be able to give you 1,000 all at once, but you can ask for 100, 200 all at once, and it'll bring it. And then you go ahead and ask ChatGPT. Okay, you look over the content that I gave you, and you say, okay, that looks good. Give me 100 more. Great, that was good. Give me 100 more, different ones. And it'll create that 1,000 posts, that 1,000 different tips in a particular niche, whatever niche that you're in, and it'll create that. So now that you can put that into Canva and create all your posts all at once, now you can put that on automation and put it in different tools to go ahead and post that content to your social media. You can post to your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram, and you can have that all in automation. So now you don't have to worry about spending hours and hours and hours trying to make sure you get 1 post a day or 2 posts a day. And people nowadays, they say that you have to post 3 times a day. Who has time for that? No one has time to sit there and post 3 times a day to 5 different platforms over and over again, day after day after day. And now with ChatGPT, you can have it really fast. Sorry, can't snap. But you can have it really fast, and it won't take you that long to do it. So that's what I got for you.
Well, I was going to head down there to be my driver for the notes that I did gather from you guys. Really quick, while she gets down there, there's a really good article by Pew Research. Not sure how many of you guys have read it, but it talks about the statistics on how many people actually know about ChatGPT and have used ChatGPT. And if you look at this article by Pew Research, only 18% of Americans have ever heard or tried ChatGPT. And about 46% of them that have heard about it, or AI, are afraid of it. Not because it's going to take their job, but they're afraid about how it's going to affect their life. And so what I'm telling people, I'm a big proponent on getting this technology to our communities underserved, the disenfranchised. And that's kind of where the moniker AI Shaman came from. In April, who was at a mastermind, a friend of mine said, you know, we're really big on keeping the human in technology. You can't spell humanity without AI. So that's where the AI Shaman came from. So really quick, let me see if I can read these notes with these glasses. So, so these are real quick case studies. Zeb wanted me to cover some case studies with you guys really quick. I'm going to go really fast. You guys can ask some questions after. A local coffee shop in San Francisco started using chatbot powered by ChatGPT to take customer orders, product recommendations via their website. This freed up staff time and provided a seamless 20% ordering experience. Sales increased by 50%. A family-owned hardware store in Ohio integrated Claude, which is by Anthropic, into their inventory system to optimize reordering and reduce waste by better predicting demand. They were able to decrease overstock by 30%. A mom-and-pop shop bookstore in Chicago used Google Bar to provide personalized reading recommendations for customers based on past purchases and interests. The AI-powered recommendation led to a 10% increase in sales in just months. I can go on and on and on. Those are just 3 examples. You have to understand there's 3 main platforms that people are using. ChatGPT is probably the most well-known. Google came out with Google Bar. The next one was Claude, which is by Anthropic. Claude does allow you up to 100,000 tokens, which means you can upload more data. So if you got a really, really big PDF that you wanted to analyze, you can use Claude for that. They're all free. They all do have a paid platform or level. The reason for the paid level I would recommend is like some of the speakers talk today. You get access to ChatGPT, which is from 3.5, you get access to 4.0, but you also get access to the plugins with ChatGPT. Anthropic, if you do their $20 a month, you get access to more quote-unquote bells and whistles. So those are the 3 examples by 3 different platforms. Maybe you can go ahead and scroll up a little bit. Just scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. And so then what I did was I asked ChatGPT, go ahead and give me examples by each platform. Again, ChatGPT shows these different real case scenarios. A local marketing agency uses ChatGPT to create a more efficient content marketing process. So it doesn't matter what marketing niche you're in, you can leverage this technology. My biggest hope is that you guys are understanding Uber, Internet Explorer, Netscape, the .com era, the real estate era, I mean, everything that's ever made billions and billions and billions, up until now, crypto, Bitcoin, you can take all that money that was generated, and it's not going to generate as much money as this is creating. This is creating the largest wealth gap in history. And if you're not on the right side of this, I don't think you're going to go out of business. Because remember when websites first came out, people said, if you don't have a website, you're going to be out of business. There are people today that don't have websites. Then they said, if you don't have a mobile app, you're going to go out of business. People today don't have mobile apps, and they're still in business. Well, if you don't have a mobile-friendly website, you're going to be out of business, and so forth. I don't believe in that, but I do believe that if you're not on the right side of this, you're going to lose out on the biggest opportunities in history, especially your children. Get your children involved. As she was mentioning about apps, we develop apps too. Nowadays, you don't have to know anything about software development. You can use notebook tools like Bubble and software to develop software without knowing the line of code. It's really drag and drop. There's a lot I can get into today, but I just wanted to stick into it, that one, which is case studies. Go ahead and go up here. So I use ChatGPT to give you 3 examples, Google Bard to give you 3 examples, a local law firm in Phoenix, Arizona uses Google Bard to develop a more efficient document review process, as the gentleman was talking about earlier with this contract, right? A local financial advisor in San Diego, California uses Google Bard to develop a more personalized financial planning process. Go ahead and go up here. And Robert Claude, local music label in Nashville, Tennessee, uses Robert Claude to develop a new talent discovery process. Claude helps the label to identify new emerging artists who are likely to be successful. This has helped the label discover several new artists who have gone on to successful careers. A local clothing designer in Los Angeles, California, uses Robert Claude to develop new and innovative designs for good and innovative designs. Claude helps the designer to generate new ideas and explore different design possibilities. Right, scroll here. And so I hope these examples kind of get you guys this juices flowing. Like I said, there's a lot that I can share with you guys. I just want to use my time wisely here. I do have, go ahead and scroll a little bit more, maybe. You heard about developing content, creating video. I mean, all this stuff can be done with AI. This gentleman mentioned Symposium. There's another one called PageGen that does a really good job. The key for small businesses is finding simple ways to integrate AI tools that enhance capabilities without overhauling operations. The right use cases can generate insights, automate tasks, and customer experiences. Chatbots. I'm really, really big on chatbots. Not chatbots like that you probably get used to, but chatbots that will actually have a conversation, almost human-like conversation where you can punch in your invoice and it'll look up your invoice. If you want a refund, it'll do the refund. It'll try to, of course, sell you something else and then get you credit and not the refund. But you can develop chatbots on the fly. There's a software called POE.com which you can play with. Most of these tools are going to be free that you start off with. So if you're a local business owner or entrepreneur, I encourage you to explore the ways that AI can help you improve your business. There are many affordable tools. As she mentioned in her list, there's tons and tons of tools. What I recommend is don't get overwhelmed with all these tools. Just pick 3 to 5 tools for what you specifically need. So me and my wife, we have a company, Quantum Success Training, where we actually train. We just got back, and that's one of the reasons why it's like this. I got blisters all over my feet. We're in New York. If you guys know anything about New York, I was used to walking New York. My daughter had it everywhere. We were in Florida, we were in North Carolina doing a presentation to speak at events. And I literally came back a night and a half ago, I think, and just slept for a day. So I apologize for my lack of slides. Go ahead and scroll up. So here's some best practices. If you guys reach out to me or come get my information, my email is mark, M-A-R-K, R-E-S-S, really simple, M-A-R-K, R-E-S-S, @gmail.com. I'm more than happy to give you guys this stuff. I'm really big on sharing information and opportunity with you guys. Give me a scenario and I'll help you guys not try to fix it, but become more aligned. So also the other side of our business is I really feeling vibrational medicine practitioner. So we do like the sound bowl, sound therapy, and I do energy work and stuff like that. So that's the other part of our business. So I don't believe things are broken. I believe things are just misaligned in our lives. All right. So next, go ahead and scroll up. So these are best practices, customer service and engagement, recommendation systems, inventory management, marketing and advertising, operational efficiency, AI-powered analytics, innovative applications, education and skill building. I'm telling you, get your kids involved, get your people involved. So these are all ways you can use it. And here, this is what I wanted to get to. This is why I'm scrolling really fast. You heard this mentioned today. Jump in, jump out with AI. If you put crap in, crap out, okay? So you have to know how to prompt. So we actually have a certified prompt engineer training that we do. So this is what we call a super prompt. I develop what I call super personas. So I actually have a council of 5. How many of you guys have heard of having multiple conversations with ChatGPT with one thread? Right? So I developed what I call my council of 5. How many of you guys would like to have a boardroom and be able to talk to Steve Jobs, be able to talk to those kind of people, Cardi Arena, Meg Whitman, Michael Dell, and say, hey, I have this idea, and have them talk back to you in the same thread. And then I have one that's the contrarian who can tell me why this is not going to work, right? And he's debating the other things. And so this is all within ChatGPT. I can set up 5 personalities and talk. I talk to Oprah, Joe Dispenza, I talk to all these people, Tony Robbins. So I call it my council of 5. You can set up a boardroom within ChatGPT and talk with all these people at the same time. So the most important thing when you're going to prompt, with one of our super prompts, is the role. Don't just ask ChatGPT, hey, I need content for this. I'm a bakery and I need you to help me come up with an email or 30 days worth of content, 30 days of Twitter posts. You tell ChatGPT, you are a marketer who specializes in XYZ. Give it a role. Then you tell it your target audience, tailor the language and tone to suit who your content is for. Topic, what is the idea, the subject, the emphasis, and the features, and microtopics, the objective, keep scrolling, baby, context, details, tone of voice, limitations, additional details, call to action. I can go on and on and on. Our super prompts get really, really deep. How many of you guys have heard of prompt hacking? So you can do prompt chaining, prompt hacking. So you put up a prompt, get the data, and then keep going. So we have one where you just build in the brackets, and then it'll just do everything. Like when it comes to a psychological profile on your buyer, how many of you guys spend time on actually analyzing who your buyer is? By coming up with an avatar. Her name is Jill, she's a soccer mom, she has 4 kids, she works part-time. Like, that is what's going to get you to sales. When you drill down that deep, and you have the most powerful tool for doing that. So I'm not sure if my wife can do this right now, but we had a message from Zeb, I'm not sure if it's going to work. She needs to click and edit that so we can get the player button on. But sort of similar to this chapter today, I had a message from Zeb, and for the sake of time, I'm sure you guys are going to be able to see it. But you guys all have heard Zeb speak today, right? Listen, when I study, my wife would tell you, I have a player called VLC player, and I put my study on 2.37 seconds. So it's more than 2.5 times fast. so that I can get through stuff really quick. That's what that's the YouTube only goes 2 times. But here, we'll play it here. And then you guys can come watch that.
Thanks for being here today and being my favorite marketer and AI expert. Besides me, I don't know anyone else who's more passionate or smarter when it comes to artificial intelligence. You seriously are the man when it comes to the latest in marketing and AI. We appreciate you gracing us with your presence and wealth of knowledge. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
So now you'll never know if I call you on the phone, it was actually me.
But that is one of the things that we've talked about, and one of the things that you be cognizant of is and I'll say that there's already been scams that come out when they do stuff like that, where they call somebody up on the phone, they call up the kid or the grandkid, they get a couple of seconds of their voice, and then they call up the grandparents and say, Grandma, I need help, I need money, send money quick. So we just want to make sure that you guys are all aware of the possible negative implications there. But I have a couple of questions for our panelists here. So I'm going to start with, actually what we'll do is we'll do kind of the main question that we're asking is, since we're all business owners here, we're all business professionals, you've all integrated and used artificial intelligence, in some cases multiple businesses, in some cases you've implemented for your own business. What is the one tip that you feel like people here should walk away with when it comes to using artificial intelligence?
Well, the first thing I would like to say is that don't be afraid. It's a time saver, and the thing is that people that are doing illegal things are doing illegal things today without AI. They're always going to be that, but it's okay. I mean, you just have to be aware that that's a possibility. I think that the advantages outweigh the risk, so that's what I would speak.
I would say take action. There's a lot of tools out there that can be very intimidating, but all you have to do is take one tool at a time, perfect that one tool, and then move on to another tool if you want to. But it's all about taking action. If you don't take action, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. 5 of the areas that we specialize in, as I was talking to a gentleman earlier, is developing newsletters for your business. How many people remember newsletters when they were really popular? Well, newsletters now have gotten so popular, they're becoming giant acquisitions. So within 10 months, you develop a newsletter that's worth $10 million. The other area that we specialize in is RPA, robotic process automation. We do TEO, tech-enabled outsourcing. We get into, of course, generative AI and other areas. So I would say my biggest tip for you is, she kind of said it, but I would say again, what is your passion? Right? Tie it back to your passion. I have people who want to be artists like me. I can't go out and save my life, but I can use the heck out of an intern. I can use the heck out of an artist. I wanted to write books. I don't got time to write books, so I developed a software that I give it a title, subject, and it'll write a 20-chapter book within 15 minutes on any topic you imagine. I don't have to be an expert on any topic. ChatGPT, Google Bard, and Cloud and Rocket have made me this expert in all these different areas. So it's really saves time. So I would say, what is your passion, and see how you can tie it all back to AI. And don't be afraid to ask other people. Nobody is an expert today, right? It just came out in November, December last year when it really became implemented. ChatGPT 4.0, I think, is straight up to January 2022. And somebody mentioned this earlier, I forget her name, about privacy and all that. Samsung, some of their employees that put information out there that was proprietary, and they got into some real big trouble. So again, but you don't want out there, don't put it into ChatGPT because it will be trained on that. Another thing, so the gentleman mentioned about the girlfriend. You guys may laugh about that, but I'm into deepfakes. I create deepfakes, like serious deepfakes. We have over 100 AI influencers that are not real. And so the gentleman had mentioned that girlfriend, the AI girlfriend in 1 week generated $70,000 for its creator. The top AI influencers right now are generating $9,000 a post. So I get my hands in everything that will make money. I have 4 kids, my wife and my mom to take care of. I want to live a legacy. That's my biggest thing. So how can AI help you to create impact and leave a legacy? But don't forget the humanity in it. Like she said, take the content, rewrite it. What I like do is take it from ChatGPT, large and graphic, go back and forth and play with it. You can't do that. If you need current data, Google Bard and drop it, because they say ChatGPT can't do what we can. I've given it URLs all the time, stat this page, writing a sales copy in this tone and this voice and so on. You just have to learn how to just play with it. That's the biggest thing. Play with it.
Can we give our panelists a round of applause?